Hey guys, Paul from Green Dragon Hydroponics. I'm here today. I wanted to share with you a few tips on transplanting, whether you're moving from seedling to vegetative or vegetative to bloom. These will all help you with with reducing transplant shock and improving the success and the smooth transition into whatever stage you're working with. So these plants that I'm working with, they're part way through bloom, but peppers are really going to grow a lot bigger and will keep producing. So they're starting to fill out these pots. Waterings are getting more regular. I think I'm watering almost every other day at this point. I'll pull this one out. Pull this one out here and show you the roots. They're definitely starting to fill out this container. So I'm going to move these to 3-gallon fabric pots, and we're going to be using Roots Organics the soil, their cocoa peat blend, which has a bunch of really good stuff in it: worm castings, bat guano, and the two products that I really like in transplant. One is Bigfoot mycorrhiza. This is the granular that's good for transplanting. This contains biochar, worm castings, kelp, humic acid, trace minerals, and lots of good stuff. I've used this before, and I really like the way it just kind of takes off as soon as you put them into new pots. So the other product that I recommend that I use a lot in early stages, seedling and vegetative, where you can you take out, whether you're moving from a cloner or whatever, you can take it out and actually soak the roots in this stuff. This is Microbe Life Hydroponics. It's a foliar spray and a root tip. So at this stage, because we're using the Bigfoot in the root zone, I'm going to use this as a foliar spray after we're done transplanting. And both of these will help transition and reduce transplant shock. The one thing that I've done with these peppers, about a week or so before, I added a little bit of B vitamins into their nutrient schedule. And basically what B vitamins do is to help boost the immune system, or activates, gets the plant on high alert for any type of stresses. So adding those B vitamins beforehand will help also reduce transplant shock. So let's get started. I'll show you what I do also with these bags. One way that you can cut back on actual physical stress to the roots is by if you're using 1-gallon pots or whatever, you take your 1-gallon pot and you put some of your medium in the bag, in the bottom, just enough to where your plant's going to sit. And then you take a pot and you set it in there, and then you fill out the rest before you transplant, actually take your pot in. So what you're basically doing is creating a hole on the inside to where your rooted plant can just set right in, without actually putting the plant in, filling out the dirt, and then compressing the dirt around the side. You're doing that with a plastic pot before you transplant, so that the medium is all pressed firmly around the outside, ready for the plant to come in, so that you're not creating additional stress onto the root. All right, so here's our pot that basically, like I said, you put some in the bottom, and then you put a plastic pot in there, and then fill out the sides. And what that does is that you can press the medium in there firmly without having to damage the roots. And then as you're ready to transplant, you just pull this out, and you have a nice neat hole for the transplant to put in. And then this way also you can, if you're using the granular mycorrhiza or any type of granular beneficial bacterial mix, you can sprinkle it on the inside. You could even take a spray bottle, wet the inside, so that when you put the mycorrhiza in, it'll actually stick to the walls of the hole that you've created. Alright, so here's our pepper, and we're going to spray the inside a little bit, just so it's a little bit moist. Take some of the granular. Bigfoot, they're pretty liberal with the directions. I just think about a tablespoon. Tablespoon is about good, and you can sprinkle it around the edges. You could even take, you can even take this out and then just sprinkle it directly on the root zone. But as long as that mycorrhiza is in contact with the roots, you're going to be good to go. So from there, just gently push that in there, and then we'll fill out the topsoil with dirt. I also like to give a nice watering after you transplant. Thoroughly soak the medium. That'll activate the mycorrhiza, and then obviously the plant also needs that water to push through the transition. I don't like to water too heavy or be too aggressive during this time. If you can, time it. So with these, I'm using organic nutrients here, and I've been doing 2 feedings and then 1 water, and my last two waterings were with the organic nutrients. So this time I'm just going to use plain water and allow the Bigfoot and the nutrients that are in the new fresh soil that we just added, just allow that to do the job. And maybe even after the second watering, just see how the plant responds. If it's really feeding or really drinking and just seeming that there's no stress whatsoever, then you can go back to your regular schedule pretty much immediately. So that's about it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely hit the like or subscribe button. And if you have any other comments or your own tips and tricks, leave it in the comments, and let me know how we can all improve together. All right, hope to see you on the next one.